Hi, I'm Yasmin, your fellow environmental officer. I am here to talk about the Murray-Darling River, which is being affected greatly by the environmental change of low water supplies causing droughts throughout the Murray-Darling Basin. The Murray-Darling Basin is the largest river system in Australia, but right now it is under serious danger. Though it is not new news to some, scientists predicted that the Darling River Basin would have major consequences from human-induced actions around 4 years ago. When this was brought forward to politicians, the idea was watered down. I'll be talking about the Murray-Darling Basin and Cape Town in Africa and comparing these two sites, looking at human-induced actions that have led them to these droughts and how these actions affecting one site leads to all the spheres being affected. I will also assess the management responses for both sites and look at how we can reduce these negative changes and make positive changes that will help the environment thrive. Through human actions, we have interacted with both sites, Murray-Darling Basin and Cape Town. Whether we are physically there affecting it or we are not in the physical location but overusing the supplies and resources that it needs or that it offers to us. For example, wasting water by leaving our showers running for way too long than necessary. Both of these sites have had consequences from our direct and indirect actions towards them and the limit of water availability. In the case of the Murray-Darling Basin, the human-centered view has been prioritised over actually taking care of the environment and looking at it with an earth-centered view. Human actions have affected the overall ecosystems of the Murray-Darling Basin and are there for agricultural purposes. The farmers need the water and land for crops. The politicians have not helped, as there hasn't been a good enough plan in place to help the farmers and the environmentalists, creating a conflict between the farmers and environmentalists, as the farmers need to make land profits to benefit our economy, but to what extent are we just ruining our land in an unsustainable practice? Also seeing that Australia is mainly desert, we are exceeding our water usages in everyday homes. People are not aware enough of how much water every household is wasting daily. We do not educate people enough about their water usage and how to minimize their water usage. These are human-induced impacts that we have had on the Murray-Darling River Basin, one being indirect and one being direct. When looking at Cape Town, they were at an all-time low in 2017 to 2018, with only 15 to 30% of rivers being filled. This was due to such high demand for clean water and the proper storage or collection plan in place. Across Africa, more water is being used for irrigation, really limiting the supply of water once again. The human-induced actions causing these droughts also affect the four spheres. These are the biosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. The biosphere has been affected by the masses of killings on fish. Importantly, some species are native Australian fish. There was a temperature drop from 46 degrees to 27 degrees Celsius with little to no flow happening in the rivers. This leads to lack of oxygen, leading fish to die. This happened for two major fish kills. One was on the 15th of December 2018 and the next was on the 4th to 5th of January 2019. More algae is also affecting the wildlife. The density of air quality is changing from the chemicals that are in the air. These chemicals are all there through human actions affecting the atmosphere. Releasing CO2 and black carbon are contributing to the weather patterns, which are causing droughts all over the world. Both the Murray-Darling Basin and Cape Town are suffering from the changed weather patterns causing droughts. The weather cycle is linked to the hydrosphere. This all starts with the deforestation and emissions of CO2 through burning fossil fuels. As less air can escape, the more the snow melts, the less reflection of heat can occur. The temperatures are heating up greatly, affecting the weather patterns all over the world, with these two countries being desert-like and suffering already from the water scarcity. With these low levels of rainfall, the soil is becoming much drier and poorer soil quality. The crops and plants are not able to grow or be grown and harvested in these conditions. Through all the spheres, we can see how these human-induced environmental changes start to become a complex loop, that one thing affects another and so on. These changes are often so that humans can have things easier or have a human-centered view and are not thinking about the earth in return. When comparing these cases, Cape Town has productively been progressing as their water levels got so low for such high demands that they started to ration their water. This has had a great positive return for the environment. With the reduction of water usage and some heavy rains, the dam levels were up to 70%. This occurred in June 2018. Now currently they have started to lessen up water restrictions, though still being cautious that this could occur once again in Cape Town. The Murray-Darling Basin is under a plan from the Commonwealth. The plan contains these 4 main things. 1. Long-term average sustainable diversion limits for the amount of surface water and groundwater that can be taken from the basin's water resources. 2. An environmental watering plan. 3. A water quality and salinity environmental plan. 4. Rules about trading of water. With paying close attention to these 4 factors, they are trying to work on a plan that contributes to sustainability and possible ways to regenerate it. Possible ways for individuals to make positive change to reduce droughts in Cape Town is to limit the amount of water given out, which they have started to do. Work out other possible ways of filtering water and making it available to drink, as they have done with stormwater, so it is just continuing this treatment. Australia and Cape Town both have to make sure to continue to educate people on their water usage and making individuals more aware of their actions. In Australia, we need to start limiting water usage so that not as many people are wasting water. Making sure that people buy energy saver products for housing or supplying, or collecting your own rainwater, or even having systems in place where water can be reused for more purposes than once. Both countries are working on meeting their goals or continuing their goals in reducing human-induced actions. Hopefully the Murray-Darling Basin River can meet their goals, with Cape Town being an amazing example for showing that it is very possible. Thank you.